What's up, people? Some people are getting concerned that the show is becoming just a redundant, annoying piece of garbage. Maybe that's just me talking to myself at night. Just remember, the Insanity Hat is always nearby. I could turn it on anytime you want. Today's show was supposed to be focused on ripping apart Malice, our friend from the chat room that I gave free reign over one of my accounts, and he doesn't have a tough enough skin for me to rip into him and berate him, as much as needed to be. The kid was doing actually a pretty good job, but my point, as well as the point I had to prove with Carl, is that no matter what you think you know, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, stochastics, all those great things that you think you know about and that you've read about in books, once you sit in front of a computer and watch the blinking lights, something changes. Once the money is on the line, for real, something changes. That is when you can figure out whether or not this industry is for you. That is only the time to realize whether or not you're going to make it in this business. It's something that you can grow balls, but having balls isn't the only thing. Knowing how to react to adverse conditions when a stock is going against you, knowing when, hey, I better get the hell out of this thing, or not being able to get caught like a deer in the headlights, looking at something as it gets worse and worse, hoping and praying that it's going to get better. Hope and faith do not work as far as day trading is concerned, because day trading, we use the word day, is that you're trying to trade for the day and move on. If a trade goes against you, I don't want to know that you're going to become an investor in that stock. Then you shouldn't be a day trader. You should be looking for stocks that you like, fundamentally, that you believe in. Remember that concept? That's not what trading is all about. Trading is trying to work your magic, which you think you have figured out. I have only one or two things left that's worked, and that's what I stick to now. It's not based on momentum, because momentum, even though people are thinking that's working out for you right now, momentum changes on a dime. And just as you're making money and you're thinking everything's good, momentum switches on you, and next thing you know, you're losing money. The only thing that's been working out well is trend reversals and trying to pick these pivot points. Obviously, you're not going to get in at the low and the high, but trend reversals are good to get involved in the stock, because at least there your entries are decent. And trading at 3:30 usually isn't a good thing. Most of the time your day should be done by then. But yesterday's trend reversal at 3:30, and now they want to read into it. They always got to read into everything. Oh, was that a bad sign for the market? Now, you got to just, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to follow up on that. Was yesterday's close bad for the market? No, it was bad for people who got caught long at the end of the day, just trying to get shaken out. You probably, if you would have held on to your stuff, they gave you a chance to sell out of some stuff this morning. Now, talking about the futures and the GDP and all this other great data you want to hinge your trading on. So the market was gapping up, and now it's not gapping up. So chances are we're going to go test that high from where we were, and then we'll probably go sideways. Because the market, and I think I've said this about 150,000 times, the market seems to follow what the futures were doing. Let's say if you watch the futures from, let's say, I don't know, from the night before to the morning to the open, watch what the futures did, and a lot of times the market will open up and do the same exact move over the first hour or so. I don't even know what to say anymore. The bottom line is, the trader in me wants to short this market. And now that we sold off that gap up, I have to assume that this day is over, because we're not going to go down. The market's not going to sell off this last day of July. You don't want to ruin this month. And of course, I had this awesome month because I decided to go away in the middle of it and not pay much attention, thinking that the market was going to go sideways. Tisk tisk on me. Do we really think August is going to be another tremendous leg up? I don't know if it's going to be a huge move, but you know what? It's probably gonna go up. So First Solar, just another classic example, FSLR, of how this market will destroy you and ruin you and crush you. It will take your little fucking balls, which you have left, and smash them into dust, and then take that dust and blow it out into atmosphere and leave you laughing and crying. So they gap the thing up. Everyone's jumping for joy. Hey, look at this thing rocking. I'm so glad I bought it. Next thing you know, oh, 192, oh, 188. And then I thought to myself, hey, now that the stock has stopped going up, maybe I should short some. But I'm not crazy enough to short anything or go long in the aftermarket any longer, because the Google set me straight. I hadn't traded in the aftermarket in an aggressive manner for a long time, and I tried to dip my toe in with the Google numbers. That was good too. So the FSLR now has sold off basically 40 points. Nice. Nice. Hope you got that. Hope you're not the guy that bought the 190. All right, well then, so let's talk about Higatoni. Talk about things that we think we know. Hig is a stock that I was big on because it was one of the only stocks that hadn't broken out. Financial companies that haven't broken out. And I was looking for it to get back into that range, maybe 18, maybe get over to 20. Now that you could read into the numbers and try to figure out what they are, thing is, they're not as rosy as they might look on the headlines. The headlines are always bullshit anyway. Did you read the headlines on eBay the other day? They all sounded bad and the stock went up huge. Went up large. Higatoni, I still think long term, as they recover, the stock will probably hit 20. If it hits 20 this week, I don't know. Next week, I don't know. But I think the days of Hig going out of business are over, so you can hang on to that stock. You can add it to your portfolio. Let's talk about dry ships. Another one where I think the days of it going out of business are over. So if we're talking long-term investing, my friends, and you're talking to a half-naked man with a hat on his head with gloves. This is a pothead hat. In case you lose your gloves, you always have an extra pair attached to your hat, just in case. If things get out of hand, you've got an extra set of gloves. Here's the thing. You want to be a long-term investor? I could set you up a portfolio. You want annuities? You want some tax sheltering? You want some real estate advice? You want some life insurance? How about a good car loan? I can do it all for you. All right? Anything you need. Hot women, drugs, what do you need? I could be your pimp, I could be your drug dealer, and I could be definitely your sports gambling enthusiast. Yesterday we had, of course, the White Sox, because how many games can the Yankees really win? Come on. Come on. Not going to win every game. You got to pick and choose. Mets, doubleheader. You know anything about sports gambling and baseball? No team usually wins a doubleheader, so if the team that wins the first game bet against them in the second game, boom. 2 for 2 yesterday. Oh. Well, a lot of people say the video shouldn't go on this long, but you know what? I just like to spew. I like to spew about bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Oh, and also the main thing I want to talk about is how much I hate CNBC and how they have to come up with stories. Yesterday's story was how to participate in the summer rally. How to play the summer rally. Here's an idea. You fucking missed it. Shut the fuck up and move on. Let's get a story about, hey, you missed the summer rally, dickwad. Maybe we should have been telling you about what to buy 4 weeks ago. But no, that's not what we do. We just report on things that happened and try to, yeah, that's what we do. Oh, and also, I'm kind of getting upset at the fact that we're kind of forgetting that people still need to get slapped in the face. AIG people, all the people that we lent money to, all the companies that had to be bailed out. There's some slapping that needs to be done still. Some CEOs need to get punched in the face. Somebody needs to get beat up, basically. And I'm not saying we're gonna kill anybody. I'm not advocating that. I don't want to take any fathers away from their home, from their families. But we should be able to beat the shit out of somebody. The AIG people, most importantly, and basically any company that just wronged anybody with the past. We need to go, and somebody just needs to get punched in the face. Is that too much to ask? Just start it up.